All rise. Please be seated. All right. Good evening, everybody. We are in the 9th day of case number ZG4-1652518 in the child abuse and neglect trial, State of Florida versus Sonia Heitman Clementine. Today is Monday, the 4th of December 2023. Tonight, the defendant, Sonia Heitman Clementine, is willing to testify in her own defense. But before we begin, Mr. Bryant, is it true that your client is willing to testify?
Your Honor, yes, that is true. My client is willing to testify in her own defense. However, we are not going to come up to the podium with her. We will let her testify in her own defense, as that is what she wants.
All right. To everybody in the stands, you may want to start rolling your eyes or getting disgusted right now, as Sonia is going to give her testimony. Anyway, Sonia, since you are willing to testify, may you please come to the podium? Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, I do.
Can you please state your name?
Sonia Clementine.
Okay. Please be seated.
Actually, Your Honor, can you please let our client stand for this testimony? There's no way she should be sitting because she wants to give this testimony while standing to make sure she gets acquitted.
Oh, okay. Never mind, Sonia, you may remain standing. Sonia, can you please state your date of birth and how old you currently are?
My birthday is on October 28, 1966, and I am currently 57 years old.
Okay. You may begin your testimony.
Okay. Many people have said that I deserve to be on trial for child abuse, but it turns out, they are motherfucking wrong. I don't deserve to be on trial. By abusing these students, I am acting in self-defense. The students are misbehaving and acting up, so I have every fucking right to abuse these students whenever the fuck I want. For example, when they show up to my office, I tell them, "Why the fuck are you guys here, and why the fuck are you guys crying like babies?" I tell them that because I know they're going to give a bullshit reason why, like they did a bad thing to their teacher. And many people have told me to stop fucking swearing, but it turns out, I am never going to stop fucking swearing. And people have called me a hypocrite for telling my students to stop fucking swearing. Well, guess what? I am not a fucking hypocrite. Those guys are fucking hypocrites. And Chele's Maldonado has called me Stompy 2.0 just because I call the students jerks or dingbats. Well, guess what? I can call them a jerk or dingbat whenever the fuck I want, and I am not Stompy 2.0, and whenever they show up to my office, I call them a nigger because they are fucking niggers anyway, and they cause a lot of trouble, which proves they are all fucking niggers. And whenever they failed summer school, I told them, "Okay students, stop fucking crying like babies," because they obviously won't stop fucking crying like babies. And they're crying just because I told the teachers to give them all fucking Fs, and I don't want them to have a good future, because all they want to do is cause trouble and act like a fucking crybaby every single day. They don't do anything but be lazy and not care about what they do. And whenever Warren Kissin tells me to stop fucking swearing, he can just shut up, because I am never going to stop fucking swearing because swearing is one of the best things that I can do. And I can swear whenever the fuck I want because these students are being bad people and refusing to act like a grown-up. It's absolutely motherfucking ridiculous. And then many people on Igor Bettenhauser's channel have berated me for sending the students to the juvenile detention room and forcing them to stay there for 10 hours, 19.5 hours, 24 hours, 72 hours, and 237 hours. Well, guess what? I don't fucking care. All of them deserve to be put into the juvenile detention room because they are misbehaving, they won't stop fucking crying like babies, and they are acting like slutty cunts and disrespecting their teachers. And they've also criticized me for giving them over 1,000 questions, over 1 million questions, over 80 million questions, and only limiting the time to 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and 5 minutes. And people said I have not been fair about that. Well, they're motherfucking wrong, because I want them to fail their quizzes, and leave their unanswered questions as wrong. This is because they need to learn more questions in only a short amount of time. And whenever the students are in the juvenile detention room, I tell them to fucking listen to me, I tell them to stop fucking crying like babies, and I make them stay in there for so many hours a day, and I will never let them escape because I want to fucking discipline those yucky and disgusting cowards. I can make them stay in the juvenile detention room for so many hours each day whenever the fuck I want. And then I put them on school arrest for 13 years, and maybe another 13 years if they violate their time, because I don't want them going to college or getting full-time jobs, because they won't ever grow up and act good. I want to force them to stay at Go City Academy for the rest of their lives because they deserve it. And also, I force them to drink spicy milkshakes because I want them to have a taste of their own medicine down their fucking throats, and I force them to take freezing cold showers with 25 bags of ice in the bathtub, and I do not fucking care if they get hypothermia or freeze to death, because they don't fucking listen, and I want them all to die. And I force them to starve to death because I don't want them enjoying human food, and when they say they're hungry, it doesn't matter, those fucking asswipes can starve to death. And they've always used their bathroom excuses to go cause trouble, so that makes me tell them that they all will never be allowed to use the bathroom for any reason under any circumstances, and if their bladders are full, I do not fucking give one fucking shit. And they've peed and pooped on the floor, so I punched them in the face and spanked them in the butt because they violated their time in juvenile detention. And then they all beat me up just for doing all those things, and everybody praised the students for breaking both my legs. Well, you all are fucking wrong, because I never deserved to be beaten up. And thank God Mr. Aldworth came to the rescue and grounded them and put them on school arrest for the rest of their lives, because I am the best fucking principal in the entire school. And as a result of this, since I am put on trial for all these fucked up lies, my lawyers are going to file a lawsuit against the court and police officers for false arrest, false imprisonment, embarrassment, harassment, negligence, and emotional distress. And I am going to do everything I can to make sure I win the lawsuit and make sure I get awarded $20 million because it is clear that I am acting in self-defense. And if I am convicted, which will never happen, I am going to automatically appeal the conviction and send it to the Vyond Supreme Court and make sure I win the appeal and get out of prison. I would like to end from here, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Sonia. To everyone in the stands, what did you think of that testimony?
Worst testimony ever.
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 All right. We've concluded the 9th day of the trial. We will resume tomorrow, when Mrs. Clementine's parents will testify against her. Prosecutors, please bring her back to jail. Court is now dismissed.